Etsy sellers are about to enter the most profitable time of year. Are you ready? Q4 is an absolute gold mine on Etsy, but only if you prepare for it the correct way. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 powerful tips to help you triple your sales this Q4 in the holiday season. First off, if you're new to the channel, my name is Robert Blaz. I'm a multi-6-figure Etsy seller that started back in January of 2024. Up to today's date, I've been able to generate around $500K in revenue, and now I'm dedicating my time to help you guys do the same in the fastest time frame possible. With that being said, let's hop into this video. All right, so first off, let's talk about why Q4 matters. Now, if you don't know what Q4 is essentially the last 3 months of the year, right? So October, November, December. So in Q4, people are purchase happy, right? Purchase happy. This means that they're coming to the platform looking to literally make purchases. And that's exactly what we want. We want to be able to capitalize on that influx of purchase happy customers. Etsy did over $3.7 billion in sales last Q4. So let that sink in. $3.7 billion in Q4, so 3 months in 2024. Now, I expect this to go up because the 2023 numbers were actually a touch higher than 2024. So I would expect it to go a bit up. But that just goes to show the power of getting a piece of the pie of that 3.7 billion, right? The earning potential is huge. Okay? So, and this is speaking from first-hand experience. Last Q4, which was my first Q4, I started last January of 2024. And by the end of the year, in the months November and December, I was actually able to do 140K in revenue. Now, this is not profit. Remember, profit margins are normally around that 20 to 30% doing print on demand. But that is huge. For my first year, 140K. So let this sink in. That whole year, I did $227,000 in revenue. And 140,000 of that was just in the months November and December. So that just goes to show how powerful it truly can be if we optimize and basically take advantage of those months. So let's move along. So next up, first tip. First tip is going to be start early. Okay? Start early with your listings on Etsy. I mean, start now. Now is the perfect time to start getting listings out there, optimize listings that are going to take advantage of that Q4 rush. So first point here, yes, takes time to rank. Okay? Now, Etsy, it does take time to rank your listings, right? And your shop if you're just starting out. So that is why we want to hop on this bandwagon as quickly as possible, because Etsy does need time to rank your listings. Now, I have experienced listings that start selling the day after you post them or the same day. However, the likelihood of that is very low. Most of the time, a few weeks have to go by before your listings actually start getting some traction. So keep that in mind. Takes time to rank, and start posting daily listings. Okay? From today, start posting daily listings, because that is how you're going to be able to capitalize. You won't be able to capitalize if you post one listing now, one listing at the end of the month, one listing next month. The likelihood of you succeeding is basically none. Okay? I want you to start posting daily listings so that you have the best chance of succeeding and taking advantage of this. Yeah. Christmas niches. Start selling early. Okay? Now, the more sales and stuff you get early, the better it will be for you, because you have some sales history on that listing. Now, Christmas niches start selling early. I mean, some people buy Christmas niche products in June, July, August, right? Not everyone does, obviously, but there are stragglers out there. So why not start thinking about Q4 now? That's what I'm saying. So let's move along. All right, next tip, gift ready listings. Okay? So you want to have listings that are very giftable, right? Because obviously it's the gifting season, Q4, right? You have Christmas, which is the main thing here. You also have Black Friday. So people are taking advantage of Black Friday and they're using it to do their Christmas shopping, right? So take advantage of this. Think giftable. Think giftable, not printable. Okay? There's a difference. So think about, can this listing be gifted? Does it speak to the emotions of that target customer? Not just some design that is just printed on a product with no real rhyme or reason behind it, right? Next up, add personalization, right? This kind of ties into being giftable. Personalization, if you don't know what that means that the listing that you have, that you're selling, has either like a custom name, date, special occasion, photo on it. So the customer can essentially upload that to that listing and get a fully customized product. And that sort of thing sells very, very well on Etsy. Just a fun fact, my store, or my two stores, I literally have probably almost all my listings are personalized, like probably 99% of my listings. So that just goes to show that that's what works, right? Use mockups. Use mockups that show gift Use mockups that show gift potential, right? So what I mean by that is maybe have some sort of packaging in there, right? There are some suppliers that offer customized packaging, right? So, but maybe you can make some sort of video, right? If you order a sample, showing that it's packed into some nice Christmas wrapping paper or whatever it is. Or maybe you have your mock-ups kind of themed in the Christmas way. That sort of thing speaks again to the emotion of the buyer, and they're thinking then, oh, this is perfect for Christmas, right? So use that as well. Let's move along. So next up, sell evergreen niches. Okay? Now, if you don't know what evergreen niches are, they are essentially niches that will sell all year round. So they're evergreen, right? They don't die out. So even though we are selling in Q4 and targeting Christmas, your designs don't necessarily have to be Christmas oriented. The best thing is to mix and have a combo of evergreen and Christmas designs, right? So they have a longer shelf life, right? That's why we do it. This is only going to help your shop, especially if you're new. This will essentially give you more long-term success as well. Better ROI. If you don't know what ROI means return on investment. So when your investment here is essentially just you designing and using the time, your time essentially is your investment here. But better ROI because it won't just sell in Q4. It'll keep selling throughout the year, right? That is kind of the reason behind it. Ads perform longer, right? Ads perform longer. Obviously, if you have a very Christmas-oriented design, then your ads will start not performing well and you'll start wasting money if you keep it on in the months of January and February, because obviously people aren't buying Christmas presents for the next year already, right? Most likely. And yeah, we already touched on this a bit, but it is essentially giving you organic momentum, right? Organic momentum. And we want this in your shop. If you're only selling things that sell in Q4, then you're missing out on the rest of the year, right? And like I said, it takes time to rank. So if you can sell evergreen products and sell them well, sell a lot of them, then it'll help rank your listing on Etsy and actually give you better performance throughout the year. That's how Etsy works. So next up, use Etsy ads, right? Use Etsy ads. This is one of the main tools that made me successful in Q4 of last year, okay? Because once you start getting traction, then you just push it more and more and more, and you just get more and more and more sales. Obviously, you need to know what you're doing, right? So conversion rates in Q4, conversion rates are higher, okay? So another good reason to use Etsy ads, right? Because conversion rates are actually higher. This is from first-hand experience. And that is because people are just purchase happy, right? They come to the platform, they're looking to make purchases, and that's what increases our conversion rate here. You want to obviously monitor your listings, right? So you want to check. I essentially check daily. However, I look at trends, right? I look at a longer period of time. I'm not just set off by if the one day my ads aren't working or are not profitable. You want to look at trends, right? So you want to look at the last 30 days, 7 days, whatever it is, right? So, but monitor your listings, turn off listings that aren't profitable, obviously, and turn off keywords that aren't profitable. And that is what's ultimately going to give you success. So make sure before using Etsy ads that make sure listings are optimized. Okay? Make sure your listings are optimized. Very, very key. If you just turn on Etsy ads and your listings are complete garbage, right? They're not targeting a specific audience. They're not, your SEO is crap. Your mockups are bad. Then obviously the Etsy ads are not going to save you, right? So you want to make sure all of these things are optimized before you turn on that Etsy ads. So let's move along. So the last tip here is double down, okay? Double down. Monitor favorites, sales, and add to carts. Monitor sales, favorites, add to carts, right? Very, very key. We want to monitor these key factors here, because if you were getting some traction, then obviously you want to do more of the same. You want to double down, and so that you increase your chances, right? Next, focus on what is working, right? Focus on what's working. It's a very, very easy concept to grasp, and it's something that you should always do in business, right? You want to test, see what works, do more of what's working. That is the recipe for success. Now, you're not always going to see success doing that. However, your chances definitely increase by using the strategy. Next up, add winning designs to more products, right? So add these designs that are already winning to more products, right? We obviously, if it's a winning design, then why not add it to more products? So let's say we're selling the product on a mug, okay, and it's successful. Okay, let's go ahead and add that to a ornament potentially, right? Or a canvas or a towel, whatever it is, right? Add it to multiple products. Obviously, if it makes sense, don't just slap designs onto products without thinking through what you're doing. But that is what's going to help you. So if you're serious about taking advantage of Q4 and making basically an Etsy breakthrough and making some money, I can help you do it. So click the link below in the description. It's a explainer video, and at the end of it, you'll also be able to book a free call with me as well. We can take a look at your shop and build an action plan for you. So let's build a shop that makes some real income, right? And not just for Christmas, but for the whole year. So yes, click that video in the description. If you got value from this video, hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys all in the next one.